All right, all right, fine. I'll be a gracious host. How you doing?
Little Mermaid is the scariest Disney movie by far, though.
Why the hell is Ace Blade in your Kickstarter?
Some comics. I'm getting controversial today. We're gonna get controversial today with
my proudest moment is this interview and being able to talk to you two.
Why are you shaking your head?
the videos, man. It's always something new. It's always something new. And I'm like, in my brain, I'm like, has this always been like this, or have I just missed it? No, that's new. I did not see the videos with the introductions. I like
that's the new hotness. I did that this week. I had to go through and scour all our old videos to find those clips. And then I found out that the one video where you're like, The Little Mermaid is the scariest movie is the one we did with Morgan. It was like the first episode we did or second episode. And we weren't recording at that time. We weren't doing video at that time.
Wow.
It's like the first two episodes I didn't record the video for. Everything else I have. So So I mean, if you want to record yourself saying I can throw that in there, but otherwise it is what it is.
Well, we can make that happen.
All right. Well, let's get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Taurus Comics, in collaboration with Fourth Wall Productions, proudly brings to you the Four Tales podcast. I am your host, Kyron Silva from Taurus Comics, and across the way is the reddish-blue dramatist of Ace Blade, Danny J. Quick, and together we are two award-winning blurred comic creators here to help you find your next favorite comic. And we are live on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, and a host of other programs. So if you're listening or watching us live, thank you for your support. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and review this podcast because all your reviews and interactions help us reach a bigger audience. Now, on today's show, we have an amazing creator and writer of the series Legacy of the View and Boots, Mr. Specks Thompson. But I wanted to, real quickly, before we actually get into this, I wanted to bring up one thing. Thank you to everybody that actually hit the notify me option on my upcoming Kickstarter, StarCore. That will be releasing middle of March or so, end of March. Yeah. I know you're excited for it, Danny, because it's a purple superhero. I know.
Absolutely.
You didn't realize my first comic has his entire Shaman's Destiny. All his powers are purple. Did you ever even notice that?
That's true, but as we've discussed, I've not read Shaman's Destiny. I have the issues. I just haven't read it. I'm all about Saw and StarCore. And just like with Freestyle Comics, I'm all about Hot Shot and Vigilance. Okay, I might check out the rest of those books. I might check out Cypher and Heroes International eventually, but the ones that I care about, I'm all over them. But I'm gonna read it eventually. The important thing is that I bought the books and I have them.
All right. Well, if you do want to see StarCore in the future before the actual campaign, on the 11th of March, I will be on 5-Star Fridays with Tony Clapper and Fish Lee. And Fish is putting together something nice for me. I've seen some preliminary stuff, and it's looking good. It's looking good. So, all right.
This is always surprising. I was just on there, and he did the Lumberjacks Ace Blade mashup.
He did.
And I'm calling Lumberblade, and I liked it. So it was always up to no good.
All right. Well, without further ado, let's bring in the man, the myth, the writer, Specks Thompson of Legacy of the View. What's going on, sir?
What's going on, y'all?
Specks is in the building. How are you doing, sir?
Pretty good, man. Just got finished speaking with my daughter, man. She was like, be great. Let me leave, so I had to eat real quick, sneak off.
You know those kids, they always want attention at the very best moment possible.
Yeah. Supposed to be asleep right now, but you know.
All right, so what's going on, man? It's been a few months. How you been?
Yeah, it's been past a few months. I mean, it's almost it's the whole new year. But It's been good, man. Getting ready to release my spin. Well, I have released it. I released the issue one of my spin-off series, Boots, the girl that robot Boots. You know, that's a spin-off to Legacy of the View. Feedback's been pretty good with that. So, you know, it's been going pretty good. My second project under my belt.
All right. And that is the main reason why we are here, is to talk about your current Kickstarter, Legacy of the View #4 plus Boots, which is available on Kickstarter right now. It looks like you have 11 days to go, and you are really close to hitting your goal. I mean, how does that feel to know that you're less than a couple hundred away, but you have like almost 2 weeks to go?
Yeah, it feels pretty good, man. Well, it feels pretty good. You know, I'm almost funded, but it's definitely um different from last time. Last time I think I was already funded by now, but you know, um people are spending more and for both projects, so that's better. I'm getting more uh money funded to me versus more people, but you know, it's good either way. Projects still get done and get in people's hands.
That's right. That's right. Funded is funded, as they say.
Mm-hmm.
No matter how many days it takes you to get there, no matter how many backers you got, if you reach the goal, you reach the goal, and that's something to be proud of, and that's something to be happy about.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, looks like we have John is in the building. What's up, John? Hope you're doing all right. So tell us about Legacy of You for anybody that hasn't read the story before, and Boots, because this Kickstarter is for both books, not just Legacy of You. You're actually funding both stories. So tell us about each series individually.
Okay, first, you know, I go with the OG, you know, Legacy of You. Legacy of You is about a high school teenager named Chad Johnson, who is a aspiring musical engineer, in his uncle's studio. I chose to make him a studio engineer because most people don't know what that is in the music industry. Most people just know the artist and the producer. Well, I wanted him to be an engineer, so like a unsung hero of the studio life, which is the guy who actually records and makes the music sound good. But on top of that, he's a baseball player, video game. He likes, you know, another typical high school student type stuff. But he has his power, you know, to stop the How, which is trying to take over the human race. And his power is to create items out of thin air. But he has to know about the item prior. So like he can make a frying pan, you know, come out of nowhere. But if you try to make a car, he has to know how that car works. He has to know how the engine works, the axle, the how the rims connect to the brakes and all that stuff. He has to know everything or it doesn't work. It can be a car, but it just wouldn't roll or blow up quick or something like that. So in his world, he's the only one that can kill the How effectively with his powers, even though he doesn't want to do it because he's a reluctant hero. He just want to be a regular high school kid, but when the time comes, he has to suit up, become the View, and get the job done. And
Okay.
yeah, that's basically, you know, synopsis of what's going on with the View. Now Boots is a direct spinoff to the Legacy of the View. It has to do with one of his classmates that I introduced officially in issue 3, but she makes like a little cameo in issue 2. But you don't have to read Legacy of the View to get into Boots. It just, you know, make you a better reading experience if you would. But it takes place a little bit after issue 1 of Legacy of the View. And it sends her off in space. But before she gets to space, you find out that, you know, she's a Haitian Japanese kid. She's born from a powerful Zoe in Haiti and the daughter of a Yakuza who's doing deals with each other. And then one day they like romantic, they clean love and, you know, got together and made Boots. And once, you know, Boots' granddaddy found out about that, he was upset. And he came down towards, you know, some straightening about it. And it caused a whole bunch of turmoil, which sent her from being like in a peaceful, loving environment to the kids in the slums in Florida, which she grew empowered to become one of the top ninja for hire in the world until she was sent off world to somewhere else where she had to build her fame reputation again and, you know, try to make it back home.
Nice.
Okay,
But
I got a question about that, but I'm gonna ask it later.
okay.
Uh, uh,
That's a tease, is what we call that.
okay, so what? Okay, I know what you're writing. Okay, and I know from the last conversation that we had that you're in the anime. What kind of comic books are you reading, and what comic books are inspiration for Legacy of the View and Boots?
I'm really honestly right now. I'm reading Marauders, the X-Men Volume 2, uh, both Power Ranger runs,
Mm-hmm.
and Suicide Squad and Titans Academy. That's what I'm reading. That's what got me stuck right now. Inspiration for a Legacy to View. I don't know because it's just a hybrid of different things. But like I say, if anything, people been telling me it got a Peter Parker feel to it. So maybe Spider-Man, uh, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Uh, I want to say Green Lantern. You know, maybe My Hero, maybe not My Hero Academia. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the description in one of your Instagram posts how Peter Parker, works his job. Excuse me. So he can be close to action. Clark Kent, works as a reporter so he can be close to action. Um, but your character, try to stay as far away from the action as possible, and it still didn't work out for him. So that's kind of dope. I like that.
And it's a play on his actual career path too. You know, being uh in the studio. You know, most studio engineers are not in front of the camera and not known about. So
Mhm.
with him, it's same thing with his superhero life. So it coexists with each other. You know?
You were mentioning that you're reading Power Rangers, and that seems, at least to me, it seems like that's having a huge revolution again. What's the I got it. Let me just rephrase this. I grew up when the OG Power Rangers came up. Like I remember watching the first episode with my best friend at the time, and we're like, "This is just Voltron," which is martial arts fighting. But where did this love do you think that Power Rangers has? Where do you think that came from for people now? Like it just feels like they should have died off by now. Where do you think this love for this series continues from? Why people keep hanging on to it so long?
I think it's simply nostalgia. If it's not that, I think it comes from that movie that was like mid that came out, and people was wanting more, and the comic book gave them more because the same OG characters, they try to make in the movie, but they brought back the same characters. I want to say the same mannerisms and stuff. I can't really co-sign that, but it looks like they could have been the same from the show and more. You getting backstory and parts that you missed from the show, or a lot of callbacks.
Hmm.
And like now they even expanded it even more. So I guess it's just like people want more and more from that, and it's giving it to them like full force. So I think that's where it comes from. Because it's not a bad read. The art's good. And you get to see like how the show commented on this about let's say Kimberly's parents, but you never seen it. But now they show you what's going on with her parents. You seen why Billy did this, or you seen what really happened to Zach, Jason, and Trini when they went to the peace conference. Stuff like that.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, I've never been a huge fan of the series, but I might check it out. Everybody seems to be saying that it's great, and I don't know. I'll pick up a copy and see how I feel about it.
Yeah, start with the Lord Draken stuff. That should draw you in. If you're familiar with the Lord, the Green Ranger and the White Ranger, that should bring you in. You can go from there.
That was
After there,
Tommy,
it gets
right?
pretty huh?
That
Tommy,
was
yeah.
Tommy, the Green Ranger, White Ranger.
Yes. Oh, and speaking of nostalgia, there was also a myth out there that it was 7 Rangers, and currently there are 7 Rangers in the book right now. So that excited me because they talked about it in the show that it's supposed to be 7 Rangers of them, but they never made it. But in the book, there's 7 of them right now.
All right, I didn't even know that was a thing.
I didn't either. I haven't. I'm like Kyron. I watched it when I was in school, and then I was like, okay, cool. That's enough of that. but I did take my son to see I think it was 2 movies that came out. Right? It was two films that came out within the last 5, 6, 7 years or something like that. And
Dang. They've had that many recently?
I think it was
I
two.
just think I just think one. If it's a second, I never heard about it, or just
Was it just one? Okay.
yeah.
Well then I took him to see that, and ever since then he's been watching everything Power Rangers. Like he literally thinks he's a Power Ranger. So he he loves Power Rangers, and I started buying him the comics, but I haven't read them. So maybe I will. Maybe I will check them out.
All right, let's get back to, I guess, your Kickstarter, because we definitely want to do what we can to help you reach your goal. And in this Kickstarter, you're actually funding for both books, like we mentioned, Legacy of the View and Boots. What was the thought process as far as wanting to fund 2 books at the same time for one Kickstarter?
2 reasons actually. Personally, just having self-doubt and not thinking that my 4th issue of the View could fund the correct amount of money by itself. And on top of that, not knowing how to market manga, because manga readers, they consume manga differently than people who read comics. They mostly, have theirs on a subscription type thing, or they read for free through like webtoons and whatnot. So I really wanted Boots to come out, but I didn't want to take a huge L putting out at the same time. So I said, well, I just pair it with Legacy of the View and go from there. And that's pretty good so far. And hopefully, I can learn to market it better. Like with a Kickstarter, you get the physical copies of chapter 1, 2, 3, 4. That I won't be putting out at all. Like if somebody wants to get Boots after the Kickstarter, it's gonna be the digital form until they wait till I put out the graphic novel form. And just how they typically assume manga. So that's like the benefit of Kickstarter.
Now, one of the things I was actually very intrigued about with your Kickstarter, just going through it, is you have an option to have someone basically you're going to help someone create a comic if they pledge at the right amount. How does that work for anybody that's maybe interested in doing that? Because a lot of people I know are scared to get into comics, so they just don't know how to do it. So how does that work as far as you helping someone else create a comic?
Basically they choose that tier. I basically will hold their hand and help them with it. So I'm a writer and I got a couple artists I can pull from. But if like they got an idea, like say they want to make their own Transformers type comic book, I can they can shoot me their pitch or their concept they got. I can write something and help them come up with a couple pages, and they like it. Yes, no, we can revise it and keep going forward. But mostly, so they get a hold of an artist that wouldn't beat their head in on prices. I just do it off of some handshake stuff, and give it to my artist. Let them do their artwork. I give that person their comic book, and they can be proud of it. What it is, or they can go from there and be like, "Hey, I made the comic book. How do I sell it?" Then you can go that route. And I can help them with that. But basically, so somebody they got a dream or a concept, they can see it done physically and be proud of it. Actually.
And how much input do they get on that whole process?
I mean, complete. I mean, if there's, we just basically just help them out with it. Giving the artwork. They get revisions on it, so it's theirs. They pay for it. So that's it. So they like it, they can keep it. I mean, it's theirs. I mean, they pay for it. It's not like I got full closure over it, or it's my stamp on it. It's mine. It's under my company. It's theirs. It's just basically, I guess it was at a con. If you something you got commission for, they can get it and take it home with them and hang up on the wall or sell it, whatever they want to do.
Okay. I just thought that when I was looking at the rewards for it, I was like, I've seen that done before, and I've always been interested in helping other people out and do what I can to further their dreams. So I thought it was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. I think
Now,
last time I had somebody choose it, but I mean, I never heard from them again. So like they got the tier, but I never heard from them again. I've been trying to reach out because I want to do it. Just see what happens. But I think the person's like overseas somewhere, and I just I don't know no number or anything. All I can do is send letters and emails. So
Hey, well, that's free money. I mean, not that it's free money.
Free band.
It is free money.
They wanted to support, and and one thing I learned about Kickstarters is that you really have to, you can only do so much when it comes to your part of it, right? There is that extra step that people have to take about filling out their reward tiers and stuff like that. And sometimes, no matter what you do, you can't get in contact with people. You literally only have their Kickstarter account and their email address sometimes. And sometimes you don't even have their email address. So if they're not paying attention to it, then it can go a long time without you. I've still got people from Villain Season that from the Kickstarter campaign I did last year, they still haven't filled out their stuff. And I've been, all you can do is do updates and tell people, hey, if we missed you, reach out to me, send me an email, and I'll try my best to make it happen. But after so long, you kind of have to move on. But it's always good to have people want to support you and to do and to do pledges like that, because it does help to keep creating. And like we were just talking, I've bought books that I literally haven't read. Shaman's Destiny is one of them. And
I don't think you actually read comics anymore. I just think you just buy them and then you just put them to the side.
I still read books.
You just look at the pretty pictures.
Just not as often as I can. So, I like to buy comics just, to collect them and eventually read them. But it's kind of the same thing. I bought it, and I'm supporting the artists and I'm supporting the writers to keep going. And I know that, like with the 7 Secrets, you know what I'm saying? Like I've bought 12 of those issues because I know I want to read them, but I've only read one of them. So it's the same thing.
Okay. Understandable.
Yeah, for sure.
So with the new issue Legacy of View, what's new in the series? Because this is the 4th issue. For anybody that's already read 1 through 3, what can they expect with this 4th issue?
This 4th issue is a bigger book. I should have been marketing that. I think I'm going to change it after this interview. I should have been marketing that. But it is on the Kickstarter. I did say it's a bigger book. So this is a 40-page, floppy versus the typical 24, 28 I've been doing. And with this, you get to see a little brief origin, I guess, of Chaz at the beginning. I'm adding that to see what started all this almost, just to give the climax of the story more of an feeling, why he's feeling the way he's feeling during the fight. So I'm adding that, and I guess that's the extra 20 pages or so. And climactic ending, could be in the end of Chaz, the end of the View. You never know. It's definitely.
If you want to tell everybody right now, Danny's definitely team spoilers. So if you want to drop a spoiler or two, that's fine.
Yeah, you dropped spoilers. You dropped a couple of spoilers last time you was on here. Just keep the tradition alive. Go ahead.
Okay, a couple of spoilers. Okay, let me see. The View's definitely gonna need a new mask. I'll tell you that.
Okay.
But definitely ending. The ending scene. I guess my final ending scene. You get to see more of my characters. I don't know the cool word for it, but it's basically. Wait, do y'all read? Y'all read watch anime, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's basically
anime, but yeah.
it's basically the trope is like in Naruto when Neji was beating up his cousin. Everybody jumped in and tried to save her. Something like that happens with Chaz. Like some of my characters jump in, to save Chaz. You get to see a handful of my characters come out. Yeah,
Get that power up where they get the pile on, and then everybody. You gotta have one of those moments for your hero.
Yeah. My favorite is Black Clover during the tournament arc. They get ready to kill the guy who does the portal.
Oh yeah.
All the Black Bulls came. All
right. Danny doesn't watch Black Clover, so he doesn't know about that.
I don't.
You gotta get it. You gotta get in that, man. It's funny.
I tried. I've been trying these.
You gotta push through it. You gotta push through that part.
There are a lot of filler episodes in that series. There really is.
There's a bunch of anime people have been suggesting, saying that they're really good, and I watch a couple episodes and be like, I don't like this. Like, I just don't like. There's a lot of them that I can't get into. And if my standard 3, I think what's different is that my standard 3 episode, try it out for like American cartoons or TV shows or whatever. You got to give anime a whole season. Like, you got to give an anime a whole, 15, 20 episodes before you know if you're really gonna like it. And I just don't be having time.
I won't give it that much. I don't cut off some pretty early, but
yeah, I can't give it. Just like there's one that I got to talk to you about later because you said it's one of your favorites, and I hate it. I really just hate that anime. But we'll talk about it because right now we're gonna do my quick takes for
okay.
I don't know if you remember last time we did a rapid fire 5 questions.
Yeah,
and you got 45 seconds to answer off the top of your head, and we're gonna get into it, man. We're gonna get controversial today. All right.
All right.
One sec.
Quick takes.
I love it. All right. So, question number 1. I want to hear your opinion on who are the top 5 DJs of all time.
DJ A&M, DJ Khaled, Drama, Death Sight, and DJ Kidder. I'm David Kidder.
Wow, so no DJ Jazzy Jeff. That's how
I was thinking the exact same thing.
We're just gonna disrespect DJ Jazzy Jeff and DJ Quick. All right, no problem. I got you.
Yeah, the Quick. I heard about Quick, but I know about Quick, but he just not in my top 5. Like I put him up there on the greats, but what mine say, I personally looked up to was definitely DJ A&M. Like he the one that really got me, DJing. Like that white dude.
I feel you. Okay. Question number 2. Did you watch the Super Bowl?
No, but the Rams my favorite team though, so
Did anybody actually watch the Super Bowl?
The Rams, yeah.
Oh, I thought you were a Falcon fan. Okay then.
You want me to switch question 2 real quick?
No. Last time we talked about the Atlanta Falcons, me and you were discussing the Panthers versus the Rams. Versus the Falcons. And during the Super Bowl, we saw Matthew Stafford. He was doing some no-look passes, and people were like, "Yo, this dude might have superpowers. Like, how can you do that in football?" So I want to know, which NFL player do you think secretly has superpowers?
All right.
Hold on. You switched that on me at the last second. All right, go ahead.
Randy Moss, a Vic,
Mike Vick got the speed.
John Elway, and I can't think of dude's name. Ray Lewis.
Oh, Ray Lewis, yeah. Hey,
Okay.
them dudes. Yeah. Hey, I think all NFL players have superpowers. It might have came in the form of a needle, but I think they still have it. All right. Number
Or
3.
cocaine, which
Something. I seen Any Given Sunday. Number 3. So you included some Japanese characters in your Kickstarter. I want to know, what do they mean?
Girl with a robot boot. It's like Robo something. Because Boots has eventually get robot boots, so she can create her mecha suit that she would use in space. So it's kind of like a Hulk Buster or Iron Man type of suit. It's basically a hybrid, kind of like a sailor, like her like sailor suit when she transforms, like stuff. Or like a Killer Kill type of suit.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna give you more of a chance to expound on Boots in just a second, but I got one more question before that.
and this is the worst question on the whole list right now.
Question
Like
number
you about to
4.
get us canceled for this one.
I tried my hardest. My oldest daughter and my sister both told me that Demon Slayer is the best anime out. I remember talking to you last year, and you said that Demon Slayer was one of your top anime at the time. I hate Demon Slayer. It is trash to me and garbage. What is it about this show that people like so much?
I think it's a crime, actually. All the every time a demon dies, you gotta do a whole Oprah type episode about it. But other than that, I think it's the artwork. The artwork is pretty great, and I think it's also about the mystery of the artist, creator, whoever it is. Because I thought it was a female, but in research, nobody knows what they look like or what it is. But I think it's a female artist. On top of that, it's just maybe the action, maybe how the depth of combat works. But it's
Okay.
It's nothing special, but maybe the artwork.
It's nothing to do with the story. Okay, cool. I understand that. 'Cause I was
Wait. We just gonna gloss over the connection that Tanjiro has with Nezuko, and this is his whole plot is him trying to find a way to save his sister.
Oh, isn't the same thing in Black Clover with the guy with the mirrors?
Yeah, but they're not the. Okay, wait, no, okay, that's different though because they're not the main character, and he's a pervert. That's real. That love and that relationship between the two of them is creepy. But Tanjiro and Nezuko, that's actually that love that you have for
17, 18, Dragon Ball.
Yo, they all right. This dude literally is carrying her around like a Pokemon and making her battle.
Oh, I just posted a meme about that. I'll share it later.
Wait, have you guys seen the cosplayers that do that though? That actually carry somebody in the background?
I did see a great cosplay though, like where he came out, he had the sword with the sparklies and all that stuff, and she popped out of the bag, she popped out of the little case, started running around with the little thing in her mouth or whatever, and then he took the sword and it was sparking. It was a dope cosplay, but still, the show is just I can't get past 6 episodes. I was like, I can't watch this anymore. I just can't do it.
And 7th episode is the best one. You gotta get to 7th episode. That's the best one.
I'm just and I might try the movie because that's what got me into My Hero. That first or the second My Hero Academia movie. That joint was so I had never seen any other episodes before, but that movie was so good that I had to go back and watch the show.
Dang.
Well, the movie is basically just season 2. It's like the movie is they just break it up into season 2. So
you're talking about Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer.
Yeah. Okay. I got you.
You want to continue on? Go season 2, man.
All right. So last but not least, last time you were on here, you told us about the Fire Brigade, and you ran out of time before you could tell us about Boots. I want to know, where did the name Boots come from? Of course, you already said it in the past one, but just expound on Boots a little bit more, since that seems to be one of the focuses of the Kickstarter.
Boots is definitely so she's gonna be a foreign kid, right? So she come to high school first time, never went to middle school and middle school like that. So come to high school, she got these raggedy combat boots on. People can crap about it. Look at that girl with them boots. Her name Boots. Driving on her and whatnot. know, they know how thugged out she is. They get beat up or packed up a couple times, or one of her like homegirls do it. Then they don't really call her Boots like that, but they still call her Boots, behind the back. But it's just a nickname that the kids call her, but actually it started out as a negative thing towards her, but that's a pretty positive because she's about to act.
All right, I feel you on that. See, I thought her real name was Boots, and I was like, how did they call her Boots before she got the boots? I don't understand. But see, now that you broke it down, she got the name in high school. She got the nickname because of the boots. It makes more sense. Okay, I'm cool with that.
Basically, you thought it was Dora. Is that what you're trying to say?
See, you got the Z on it, so just play straight.
All right. Well, that was Danny's Quick Takes, brought to us today by Two Eye Tales. Check out their book at twoeyetales.com. Don't look at me. We got a sponsor. We actually got a sponsor.
What?
I know. You.
Maybe it's that job brand?
No, it's not our brand. Somebody said they wanted to sponsor it, so I was like, all right, go ahead. Easy peasy. It's not a paid sponsor at this point, but we're gonna work on stuff like that.
We're gonna make it happen. Hey, we got our first sponsor.
We're gonna do something like that soon.
We've been making up sponsors for every show, so it's good to actually have an official one.
All right. So we have a couple more minutes left over. So I want to know, what is life after Legacy? Like, what's going on after issue 4? Do you have other books on the horizon? What do you have planned for the upcoming years?
So I'm trying to get away from Kickstarter, man. I don't know, man. I don't like it. I don't like what I have to do to get away from Kickstarter. You know how that. But
you can't just gloss over. Like, what do you mean you don't like it? Like, what is it about Kickstarter you don't like?
Just a commitment, like I don't mind doing the shows. Like I already do like a show like once a week, but like trying to set the shows up and people counseling on you, and it's just like the constant posting like, hey, remember this. It just seems like I'm begging, but I'm not begging, but it feels like I'm begging at the same time, and I'm basically just getting off work and doing interviews or posting or before work, doing interviews and posting. It's just a lot. So with this Kickstarter, I'm doing Legacy View, of course, get out of the way. But with Boots, I'm doing 4 books. So I'm getting funded. So now I'm dropping on 4 books throughout the year versus every time I get a new book, like I do a Kickstarter. So let's go ahead and knock that out of the way. Even though I'm taking a kind of an L on it, I'm still getting the books in people's hands. So people getting different books, and maybe they can make a post about it, and people go on my website and actually buy the chapter 1, 2, or whatever they missed, from my website instead. Why people getting the physical copies in their hands from the Kickstarter. But besides the books coming out throughout the year, I'm not probably, I am. I'm dropping the Fire Brigade, in September. I'll probably make it special and drop it on September 11th, depending if we're in World War III or not, I might hold up. But I might drop it in September 11th just because it has to deal with firefighters. So I think it might do well dropping on that date. Then I have I don't know if it's called a spin-off series, but it's kind of like a slice of life webtoon. I'll be doing. It's gonna be. It might be free, or I might do like a small subscription-based thing. It's called Georgia Urban Stories. It's gonna deal with the characters like Chaz, Boots, and whoever else I have. Just everyday life. Just maybe something in pop culture happened, and I do 2 or 3 pages about it and put it out. It's just what they're doing besides their typical stuff inside the book, So like them at lunch table at lunch, or them, at home playing the game, something like that. But it's gonna be like funny. It's gonna be like funny things.
Nice. All right. Awesome. I mean, at least you have that planned. I know a lot of us, as far as comic creators, when we have something coming up, we're like, we don't really plan past that. So it's really cool to see that at least you have that planned for the future.
I got so much I want to get out, but I just don't have the money. I got notebooks of stories, so I can put out. Just I need momentum. That's all I need.
I mean, have you ever thought about just writing a novel for it then? Since
That's
like
that's
Danny's
what.
written a novel, you can hit him
Well,
up
that's
for some
what.
help.
See, it's been a year, so I think I didn't tell y'all, but Fire Brigade has went from being a comic to a light novel. So it's gonna have some panels and pages in it, but mostly just just written form.
Okay.
Nice.
So that was because it was gonna be like I think I planned to be 100 pages and in math, and then it makes sense. Yeah, it was no way I could sold that and make money or even fund it. I probably could have funded it, but it just wouldn't make sense. So I was like, okay, I'll just do a novel version of it.
All right. Well, if you ever need help, I'm pretty sure Danny will be willing to provide any kind of resource that you need outside of money because he's got all his money tied up in his business right now. So,
Yeah, I seen it. It looks pretty dope.
is there anything in your area like that where an independent creator has opened up their own shop or anything like that?
I don't know, not at all, really. Like, I'm in Augusta. It's definitely not here. And I'm trying to think about Atlanta. I don't think nobody in Atlanta has did it either.
Challenges is up there, and it's even though it's more of a retail comic book space. Tony and them, they make their own books, so
Oh, okay,
I would
okay,
consider them kind of in the same lane.
okay. Oh, I didn't know. But see, that's the confusing part of it. Like I see your store and think Impound. It's like it's just strictly based off of your projects, and these other
Mhm.
ones look like it blended other stuff. So, but I think both of y'all is like pure y'all own store.
Mhm.
But other than that, people just do like clothing stores and shoe places here, and of course restaurants. Nobody really try to brand itself all the way. If they do, it dies off pretty slow.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about that Georgia and Carolina. I sit right on the border, and I really can't think of anything like that. And it's pretty big number of creators around here too. So I don't know what's hold up.
Well, it's a goal. I mean, I know for myself, I would love to open up an own shop. I know a lot of people want that just to have your own nexus where everybody can just come to get your things. So it's a goal. But you have a lot of work coming up that I think a lot of people will be excited for. You just got to find that right audience for it, and you'll get there. Just got to keep pushing, keep hustling, and you'll get there, man.
No, I appreciate it.
All right. Well, we've posted your Kickstarter in our links. I will post it in the show notes of the podcast. But where can everybody find your work besides the Kickstarter?
LegCityView.com. That's the official website. It has merchandise on there. Legacy View 1 through 3 on there right now. 4 should be on there. 2 months after the Kickstarter, I believe. Boots Chapter 1 is my website, but I have it hidden. So after Kickstarter, 1 should be available for people to read, and 2, 3, 4 should drop within the year.
Nice.
Nice.
Then besides the website, Legacy of the View on Instagram, Legacy of the View on Facebook. Then I'm currently on Twitch now too. I'm thinking about dressing up as a view and doing Twitch live things because Chaz is a gamer, and you can look up at No Eye Sensei. That's his gamer tag in the book. So I made the gamer tag, for Twitch. So it can just be something kind of related, and
you could do something with him doing music too, right? Dress up as him and do some music.
Yeah, I got a lot of stuff planned. Just I just gotta get the rolling on it. Like I got so much opportunity, just who I am and what the book has. Like I'm already have like different local artists inside my book, like in the background, so people can read about them and learn about who they are. So I can do so much more. Do little small videos like TikTok and stuff with my character. So it's
Okay.
I can reach a whole new level. I just gotta get roll on and stop being lazy or scared or whatever I got going on. I don't know. I definitely got a costume. The view costume sitting in my trunk. I got it ready to go. I just gotta put it on and
Hey, don't let it sit in the trunk, man. You got to take it out.
Yeah, I haven't seen no action yet. I haven't seen the how, so I haven't seen the reason to put it on.
I feel you.
Be like that dude up in Seattle fighting crime, man.
You're right.
I know. I follow him on Instagram.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, his name is Phoenix Jones. Yeah, I
Yeah.
actually follow him. He just suited back up recently too.
Yeah, I think at one point he had like 3 or 4 other people with him fighting crime in
Well,
the area.
he got several documentaries about him. He's the story. He's very narcolistic, and so like it gets bigger than just being out there saving, people, I guess.
Hmm.
So people, be down for it, then be like, this guy's kind of crazy, or he's doing too much.
Yeah. I read some of the stuff about how he's been shot and stabbed, and I'm like, nah, that's not for me. I'm not about that life. After that first time, I'd be like, I'm done. I'm out.
But he's really, his outfit now is basically Batman's uniform in Future State. Like how is the Nick? No, not Future State. In like the new Batman movie. That's how much armor he has now. It's like custom armor he has just for that. And I was like, man, that's crazy. Is it really that deep in Seattle? Like, well, we just legal out there. It's like, what's going on?
I don't know. I'm sorry.
I know what's going on. They have it's a law out there. That if it's a conflict, they can say where, basically say Mortal Kombat, and they can fight on the street, and whoever wins, wins the conflict or whatever. So like,
so they got the purge out there in Seattle. That's nice.
Yeah, something like that. So like, around our areas, we get in a fight, we're going to jail. But if we say that whatever that word is for that law, then y'all can just square up and fight and leave it on the street.
Say what was it in the Hamilton, the duel, the 10 dual commandments.
Yeah. I just want to see somebody do like the Michael Jackson Beat It fight scene with the knife.
That's hilarious.
All right. Well, this has been great, Specs. Thank you for coming on. Hopefully we can have you again some other time in the future. But is there anything you want to let any of our listeners know before we go, though?
Maybe it should be called Ace Kuna. I believe I said that before. Yeah. You should get one made. You should get a 3D print of the Ace Blade, weapon made. But
I'm working on it. No, I'm working on it.
Is there anything you're not working on? I mean, seriously.
Yeah, but other than that, man, go look at Kickstarter. If you're skeptical, I got chapter 1 on the Kickstarter for boots there. You can read for free and see how the chapter 1's going. If not, you don't want to spend any money, you can just write me on Facebook and Instagram and Legacy to View, and just keep up with the campaign, my journey to silver screen, because I'm pretty sure it's gonna be on either animated or live action, within a couple of years, because everybody else show getting picked up and everybody looking for properties. I'm pretty sure this one's gonna be one they can pick up. So do that, man. Legacy to View.
With all due respect, don't listen to Specs. You want to actually spend some money on this man. Buy his book. Support creators. We don't want to get stuff for free.
And like him on Instagram. I'll do all of
like
that.
him too, but spend some money on the man. He's put out good work. All right.
Yeah.
In this campaign, you get 2 books for pretty good price. 2 properties. I mean, not 2 books. You get more than 1 book. Yeah. You can get up to 8.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's what we want. We want books out there for people to read. We don't want banned books. We want people to be supporting creators. So definitely go out and support him. Go to his Kickstarter. Help the man out as best as possible.
Hey, did y'all see the image of Chaz and Tommy? So we talked about Power Rangers earlier. Y'all see that?
The image of what?
So I got a custom piece of made with Chaz standing next to Tommy the Green Ranger. I got a custom piece made. And Tommy, Jason David Frank came to my city and he signed it. So that's the custom artwork I have. And he got 3 of my comic books. He really liked it.
There you
Nice.
go.
I love it. I love
Yeah,
it.
so
Jason
hopefully I
David
get
Frank, he said he gonna make that Green Ranger money for his entire life.
it is working. And
It's working. And it's working.
they was like
Uh,
charging like 40, 50 bucks just for like signing one thing. Like, and they was like doing
and I pay
combo
it.
deals.
I pay it. I would pay it too.
I mean, I paid it obviously. I
Yeah.
was like, it adds up. You got a couple issues in the power of the toy. Like, golly.
Mhm.
Exactly. Well, thanks for coming on. Kyron, where can people find you?
Oh, okay. Well, you can find my work at tauruscomics.com. I'm on Instagram and Twitter at tauruscomics. And yeah, I don't do TikTok anymore. I have an account, but I just don't do it. I got too much going on right now, dude. I'm literally putting together 4 different comics at the same time. So shut up. All right, Danny, where can we find you at?
You can find me at www.fourthwallpros.com, or all of my social media sites are at the Ace Blade. That's TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, Blue Wave, VK, and all of those.
The
Everyone
hell
that
is
you can
Blue
think of.
Wave? Is that like OnlyFans? What the?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about what it is.
Hey, have y'all got my fan base yet?
No, I haven't got on there yet. I'm thinking about it though.
Me too.
Okay. All right. Well, since you got to finish up with where can we find the rest of the Four Tails podcast stuff, because you ended. So
If you want to check out, everybody, thank you for liking and subscribing and rating us on iTunes. That does help us reach a larger audience. If you want to catch up with all the episodes of Four Tail Podcast, just go to fourtailpodcast.com and you can get all of the episodes, just like our last episode that we did with Specks here back in June of July of last year. So we appreciate y'all. Thank you. Sayonara. What is it that you always say?
Wait. Who's on the show next week?
Who is on the show next week?
All right. So next week we have George Gant from Beware of Toddler.
That's right.
His series. So definitely join us next time. See the hilarity that ensues, because Danny don't know what he's doing.
I don't know what's going on today. You want me to talk about what's going on next week? I don't know.
All right. But until next time, sayonara, goodbye, and please take care of yourselves.
Music provided by my brother, Quix Made It. Find him online in YouTube, Instagram, and SoundCloud.
I want to know what it is Quick is trying to say.